moving on before we go into our final category. Again, something that we all know that I'm passionate about. Discontinued fast food items.
Who wants to go first?
I had one after last episode. I actually thought of an item, and you guys got to go because I got to rethink what that item
All right.
is.
I'll go because I've got like a bit of a triple header here, and I'll give a short rundown on all three. First one being, I don't know if can you guys remember the KFC kebab?
Yep.
Thankfully not.
No.
What do you mean, thankfully, bro?
Because I'm about to be enlightened.
Oh, mate. Okay, so imagine KFC, like they had tabbouleh the whole lot. Like when you go to like a kebab shop,
Tabbouleh.
they had tabbouleh, cheese, chicken, other stuff. I can't quite remember that. I remember, and it was toasted, full on kebab style with KFC. That was pretty lit. That was circa 2008. Of course it was. Like it had everything that you wanted in a kebab, but it was just done by KFC. It was fantastic. And I haven't tried to look up discontinued KFC items. It doesn't even get mentioned. Like
no, you know why? Because there's BZ and then there's AZ. Before Zinger and after Zinger, and everything before Zinger, people forget.
No, Zingers were still around, bro. Don't you worry about that. Another thing,
I've remembered my fast food item, but continue.
I'm just going to quickly, rip through these three. So the other one was puff pastry crust at Domino's. You guys ever had that?
Yeah, that was good.
That was some good shit.
It's a melt in the mouth, golden, flaky puff pastry.
Yeah, no, trust me.
Truly puff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this is puff.
This man knows what he's talking about.
I do.
I mean, I've got 2 votes on the puff
Actually,
pastry, so it must have been good. I just never
Also,
tried it.
before you cowards even come back to the next podcast, you need to try the Zinger recipe. I'll send you a screenshot of what it is exactly.
Have you made yourself a Vegemite lettuce sandwich?
Unless you make it for me, it's not happening.
The Colonel makes it for you.
Because Matt actually went to KFC.
KFC yesterday.
Yeah, and yeah.
Like a coward, I didn't have what
I
you
will
said.
do it. But Dak, be sure
Trust
when
me
I
on
get to KFC, I need to actually text you and you need to reply with what the recipe, because I won't remember it.
I'm going to put I'm
hold-
going to send the screenshot, and I'm going to send it through so you can put it as a thumbnail. This is what everyone needs to do.
I want you on the phone, and I want to put the phone up to the thing, and I want you to order it for me.
You do it through the app, bruv. Like, fuck, what sort of world we living in?
Okay, my turn. So, McFeast.
I haven't finished it. Just one last thing. Spicy jalapeno burger from, and I say jalapeno unironically, I call them jalapenos. The spicy jalapeno burger at McDonald's.
Jalapenos.
What do you mean? You mean
Yeah, I know.
okay.
That's J, so...
Yeah, I get that. Like yogging. Yeah.
But what that did, not necessarily the spicy jalapeno burger, did for that particular item, it was more that the fact that there was now jalapenos at McDonald's.
So you could use them in other things.
Yes. That's what that opened it up for.
Jalapeno McFlurry. I don't know what's going on here.
No, so I'd get... Okay, so... Okay, we can't redo it, but this is one thing that I did back in the day. So it'd be a double cheeseburger, take out the ketchup and mustard, add Big Mac sauce, add
How do you
jalapeno.
take out ketchup and
Why didn't you just get a Big Mac?
Because we're adding jalapenos, bruv.
Put the jalapenos in.
I don't need an extra bun for that shit.
Throw the bun out.
That's what I'm doing with a double cheeseburger, man.
You're the weirdest shit.
And I don't want fucking lettuce either.
It's meant to be fast food. You're the guy who drives through and puts their order in, and they're just like, "What part of fast food does he not understand?"
Now I'm gonna go to my McFeast because I'm doing it for my wife. She brought this up. McFeast has been discontinued.
Yes.
That was her burger. That was the burger that she and Ryan Bowman reminded me of this, Crazy Fox, because he said the same thing. I was like, that's the one. That's the one I should have mentioned last podcast. I can't remember. I don't even know what's on a McFeast, but she loved him. That was her burger.
McFeast, it's your wife, mate. You're going to get called out now. You don't know what she likes.
I never ate it. By the way, we're going to...
I think it has beetroot in it.
No.
I'm looking it up right now.
I thought it did too, but no?
I would have eaten it if it had beetroot in it.
So it was just, it's not too far off it's kind of like a double quarter pounder, but add lettuce and tomato.
Okay.
But it had
Whatever.
like a special sauce in it though.
It was a
like chicken
feast.
sauce.
A feast
It was
for
a
everyone.
McFeast
Yeah.
special sauce. But my wife, she reminded me of that, and I was like, "Yep, that's the one." Now, we're going to go back to Matt, but I want to loop around to a very special glass item after this because you were supposed to look up something. Matt, continue. Fast food items. Anything else? I don't have anything else.
Look, I'm a man of science, but I'm willing to put my tinfoil hat on for something. And this is Coke Zero, the greatest drink that has ever been created. Coke Zero was
Again,
delicious.
a wife thing.
It was
That's what she drank.
It was like you got the Coke, you got the Pepsi. We've improved these formulas. Yeah, we've taken the sugar out, and it tastes better than both.
But it's not no sugar. It's a different recipe.
That's right. It wasn't Diet Coke, but it
wasn't Coke no sugar. It was zero.
That's what I'm getting to, right? It was Coke Zero. It was the greatest drink known to man that was not alcoholic. And then, for some inexplicable reason, they replaced it with Coke no sugar. Something that tastes worse. Nobody asked for it. People wanted the old one back, but they said, no, you got to have Coke no sugar. So I'm just going to throw it out there.
Idiot.
What was going on? Was this some executive with a lot of power? Was this we found something in the Coke Zero that maybe we should stop selling to people?
Maybe they went back to the cocaine. I don't know.
Because that's what, like, you look at like logic when it comes to a lot of things we love, and it's like the things that make sense. Like, and why don't you have this, and why don't you make this, and like, why the fuck they getting rid of? Like, again, we're not gonna start my Sprite tirade just yet. See, because I've never been a diet or no sugar kind of guy, and I remember when I tried Coke Zero, I was like, it still has that artificial sweetener taste to it. I don't like it. And they brought out the new version, and I was like, I could kind of drink that, but I still won't because you only live once.
It's not the real thing, as they say.
Yeah. So when did this actually happen? Because ignorantly, I think Coke Zero. I thought Coke Zero and no sugar were the same product.
No, that's what they want you to think.
Because I never got involved with them. So
my wife says no.
Yeah, and I say no. And Diet Coke is disgusting. Who the fuck drinks that shit? And if you're going to eliminate one, why wouldn't you eliminate Diet Coke? If it's the name that you don't like, that's fine. Just change the name to Diet Coke and put the good stuff in there.
And that's another thing I never quite understood. Like, what's the difference between, like, why would you keep having Diet Coke around when you've got Coke no sugar? Okay. Isn't that what the whole thing was supposed to be?
So what I reckon, Diet Coke marketed to women, Coke Zero marketed to men.
Although women drank Coke Zero more than anyway.
I know.
Hey, but I want to talk about a discontinued item redemption. Arnott's biscuits. Barbecue shapes.
Oh, fuck that shit.
No, barbecue shapes.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Shapes. They changed the recipe.
Cheese and bacon.
They changed the recipe on a heap of barbecue of Arnott's shapes products.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The community just flipped the table, mate, and they reversed their decision, and then they created a original recipe, and then the new recipe stuff, and people still accidentally bought the new recipe sometimes. Eventually, new recipe, see you later, original. That's what
you got to wonder why these things happen.
So I know exactly what you're talking about, Jeff, and my favourite shape, like always, was always the cheese and bacon original shape, which were just cheese and bacon shapes anyway. And I remember when they brought it, the new recipe, they didn't give anyone a heads up. It was just like, this is what's happening.
You got no choice.
And then I remember this is like circa 2014, 2015. If I'm not, I think 2015 it must have been, or late 2014.
I can't believe there's a lot.
But cheese and bacon shapes have always been my staple favourite shape snack, and like something I always buy when I go to the supermarket. As a 16-year-old boy, I actually ate 5 packets in one sitting, just sitting there watching Law and Order Equivalent 10, because that's how lit I am.
You must have been so sick after that.
That's a kilo of cheese and bacon shapes, bro.
in your stomach.
Fantastic.
That's not good.
But I didn't feel bad. I was just like, God damn, this is a good shape. But I know exactly what you're talking about. And then I remember that it was just all of a sudden they were gone. So like chicken crimpies and stuff like that, which is one of the other greatest flavors with shapes, was still around. And pizza, I don't think got fucked with either. I think it was just, if I'm not corrected, it was barbecue. It was cheese and bacon, and it might have been pizza, was it?
I think pizza got fucked with too.
Yeah, I think pizza got fucked with. And I remember, I specifically remember like getting the new cheese and bacon shapes, taking home. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll give them a go. And Matt will understand when I talk about chicken feed in a second, but I'm guessing there's the same equivalent on the mainland.
The reject shop is the equivalent of chicken feed.
So you guys got reject shop over there. I didn't know that. That's essentially what I'm going with. So I remember getting the shape out, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I remember taking a bite and just being like, this tastes like reject shop or chicken feed, like that below market stuff. Yeah, and just been like, what the fuck have they just done to my boy? And it was horrible.
Terrible. But they redeemed themselves.
They did by bringing back the originals, and there's no new ones still on the market, is there?
Nope. We like our stuff very particular taste and way.
Cowards.
In Australia.